What's rocking YouTube gang? Today we got an interesting video. It's an old video, but it came from my teammate Audio Crack. So shout out to Audio Crack 22 because I want y'all to see these footages that because regardless of the situation, everyone lied, including Track.
On him at tell him. Yeah. Got my boy right here.
All I talk is crack, I can get the brick out. I put in the work and never, no nigga can ever just say that I looked up.
Stage 9, Franny, the manager. Okay, before we get started, I'm just gonna do this off the top. Here goes the picture again. Look at it close. You see Franny, you see what he has on. Here's a couple other pictures you can look at right now before we get to the video. I want you guys to get it out your system, know who is who, so that we can get this together. All right. Hopefully everybody's seen who Franny is. We're gonna do like we always do. Play the video through, bring it back up, break it down, and move on. All right, let's get to that now. Okay, the most disturbing thing to me with Franny is this right here. Because if this is the security and he's telling you something or you're telling him something, but he walked to you. So I would believe that he was coming to tell you something, that he told you what was going on, because right after that you went on around the corner and he came this way and they did what happened was what happened. So of course you're going to be held accountable, because it seems to me that you just didn't do what you were supposed to do. Maybe, I don't know if you was afraid to say something or speak up, but I mean, this is the most disturbing thing to me, because you really didn't do much, but you got out of there, point blank, period. So as you came around the back of the SUV, I mean, you're sitting right there, and okay, I gotta say this. For those who saying this man shot Von, I looked at this video 1,000 times. I pulled it to where it was so big. There is nothing in this man's hand. Now, maybe there was a shot from somewhere else, because I'm clearly believing that it's a bunch of foul play going on. I know that. We all know that. We see it. It's unfolding before our eyes through this video. We know that. But he did not. This is my opinion, though. So if you want to, whoever wants to run with it and say that he did, it's up to you. I'm just trying to get to the factuals. And to me, he did not shoot him. So, of course, he just, they had the little fight, and then the shots rang out, and Franny, he got on. So we all heard the official Atlanta dispatch audio that said Officer Francois. Audio Crack brought it to you first. That had multiple people thinking or claiming he was a officer, because what he has to understand is Francois is not a common American name. It is a name that is a Haitian or French. So to hear Officer Francois over the radio, over the airwaves, the same time this situation is going down, this same night the situation is going down, in the same area. Oh yeah, not to mention he was shot, as well as Officer Francois was shot over the airwaves. That's what we heard over the airwaves. So he has to understand, if it's not him, shit. I mean, people are going to blame you for that, because I mean, it's Officer Francois, and then you just disappeared. So if you haven't heard the audio, we're going to play the audio, then we're going to come back and we're going to speak about it. All right, let's get to that now.
1504 to radio, 34 to Officer Francois. Copy, you need a 4 for an officer. Confirm. Advisors going on with the officer. Condition of the officer, please. That's the condition of the officer. 04 to radio, Officer Francois got sprayed Starting before right here. Receive, praise.
Okay, now, if anybody can tell me how you wouldn't be questioned or accused, motherfuckers weren't even putting allegedly, they was just accusing you. I mean, that just is a super coincidence. You can't be upset with that. You got to understand that, Franny. I mean, you got to get with it. Now, we all know that you've been on several platforms, several different huge platforms, and you've contradicted yourself all the way through. If you haven't heard my breakdowns of Franny on his platforms, go to Audio Crack 22 and you can hear the breakdowns of the many contradictions of Franny. So we know that you've been doing that. But it was one thing that you said that stuck out to me, that made me feel some kind of way. It was how you got to the hospital. Now, I'm going to play that audio, and that little part of the audio from that interview. And then I'm going to play a part of the 911 that I heard. And then we're going to come back and talk about it. All right, let's get to that now.
You were taken to the hospital in a different car than Vaughn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you jumped in with one of your guys?
Somebody, I think my security didn't leave. He actually, when I came, I seen him and he kind of like helped me, threw me in an Uber.
Unit calling. 595 X-ray. Can you send me a CAD on 39? Can you use 35 Just Hill Drive? Yes, stand by.
Now, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but an Uber? Or your friend? Uber? Okay, I'll give you that. But then when you listen to the 911, and I don't listen to 911s or nothing like that. I've never done it. My wife ended up finding this clip, and that's how we got into this, to be honest with you. My wife found it, and we were just listening to it, and was like, wow, Francois, Franny, bam, okay. Now, but for an officer to ask for a cab, I'm not accusing anybody, and I'm not saying nothing. I'm just putting, like, the situations in front of you, I guess you could say, and I'll let you, decipher them. Maybe that was him. Maybe he is Officer Francois. We don't know. But he did clear his name. He went on a platform. I'm not going to speak that man's name because the man called me old. But anyway, let's move on. And he muted me. But anyway, he went on this platform. He proved to us that he was shot. All the questions that we wanted to know, he proved it. So you got to leave that man alone. Is he shady? Hell yeah. Would you put your son or your would I suggest you to put your son or your daughter under his care or under his management? Hell no. I mean, he's a walking liar, a walking contradiction, but he's a free man. So at the end of the day, he came, he said what he had to say, he proved what we asked, and that's it. Until the YNW Melly case. I mean, he's deep in that. We clearly know that. You can go check out the connection on Audio Crack 22, where I speak a little deeper into that situation. And then also, I kept wondering why he was pushing the Get Back Gang. Nobody was really rapping at the time. I think they was rapping in training at that time when Vaughn was alive, but he kept pushing it the day after. And I was thinking, why? But ended up finding out he had an LLC with Vaughn under Get Back Gang. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know if him and Vaughn had already had that partnership going and then someone just found it. I'm not sure who found it. I want to give them their credit, but I'm not sure who found it. It's the reason why I didn't put it on here, because I can't remember. But maybe they had a talked before that and had a partnership or something. I don't know. But we clearly know that he did not go to the funeral.
Well, Vaughn left behind 2 young children. Mm-hmm. He was also taking care of his mother, his sisters, and his brothers. The funeral happened on the 14th of November. Did you show up to the funeral?
No, I was still getting a lot of stuff situated, and with just the chaos, and the family just had to deal with the Chicago police, and it was a lot of things to make that funeral happen. So it had to happen very conservative, very, 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 very tight. But but as far as the process, I was in that process. I was there throughout the whole process, from financially making sure it's situated, making sure everybody get what they need, things like that, 100%. But I didn't personally, physically make it to Chicago at that time.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things going on. The family was trying to even figure out how to even make this happen because it was getting so much hard time to make.
He clearly stated in the last DJ Academics interview after his wedding that he and King Von's family don't speak, and King Von's family took over the rights of his name so no one can use it. So I don't know if it's a situation there or what, but if I was managing someone and they got murdered, died, passed away, anything, accident, I'm there. I'm at the funeral, definitely, because we broke bread together and we're in business together. But Franny didn't do that. So you make your own decision about Franny. I already made mine. But I mean, to pile it on him, I mean, he's free. What can you do? You could just put the facts out there and see what happens. So we're going to move on from Franny, and we're going to get to our last and final stage with the individuals in this King Von murder. All right, let's do that now.
So it don't make sense what y'all saying. But I forgive y'all, and I want us to get past this. And I need us to be as a community and help keep Von's career growing. Bashing his management and his team is not going to do that. Same thing with Melly. If you're a Melly fan and you love Melly, same thing with this scenario. Stop propelling negative accusations for people that's there for these artists. Because without a track and without a Dirk and without management and without, there's no Von, there's no Melly. So we still got to realize and still give flowers to the people that help your favorite artists become the artists that they are.
All I talk is crack, I can get the brick out. I put in the work and all I talk is crack, I can get the brick out. I put in the work and never, no nigga can ever just say that I looked up.
Stage 7, King Von's personal security. Okay, the reason why I feel like this gentleman is Von's personal security is because I did a little research, and I'm going to play a couple of short snippets, and I'm going to play a short clip of Franny speaking on security, and then we're going to move into the full video and then the breakdown like normal. All right, let's get to those clips now.
The Von travels with 3 to 4 security, armed security, because he has
security.
Of course, he has security. He can't carry a weapon. Oh, he gotta have security. He travel with 3. This is a superstar. You think we're not gonna make him travel with security? He traveled with
That's
3.
One of the big questions is like, wait, was he just moving with street guys? Why didn't he have security?
Von had 3. I travel with 1 security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a bulletproof truck. So all this extra speculation is about security and not doing a job. And not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. And they protect and love Von more than any security would.
Okay, as you can see, Franny spoke on him having personal security and he had security that night. And then I played you just a couple of videos of clips of him at the club in different places showing that he's close to Von. So that would be his security, I will believe, that Franny is speaking of. Okay, let's move on to the full video. Let's do that now. Okay, the first thing I notice is you clearly see him and Franny walk to the side and have a conversation. Now, what that conversation was, that I don't know, because I would believe it was if Von was upset or something was going on, he would tell Franny, and Franny would go and, dead any situation that, would go on with his artist. But then we see after that, it seems like a clear play. I keep saying that because it's like a huddle and then it's like a break and everything happens at one time. Now, to furthermore prove it, I stopped it right here just to show you that he had the black on with the black beanie. So you can clearly see that he must be security. Okay, so, Von does what he does and they go on around the corner, around the white SUV. Now, when he gets to the back of the vehicle, this is my opinion, believe he is the one responsible for flipping. You know what I mean? So I that's what I truly believe. I believe he flipped. Now, we all know that Quando Rondo has came out publicly now and said he was shot 4 times. Now, I'm not sure I do know that the shooting was going on at the time, more shooting around, and maybe he got shot from somewhere else. But my belief is that is what happened when he went to the back of the vehicle. Now, as he's going running back away, you can kind of see allegedly him tucked. I'll leave it at that. And I didn't put the part in where he was up on him. I just skipped that. I skipped over that part. Now, as he circles the SUV, this gentleman right here is not him. I first thought it was, but it's not him. Now, real quick, I don't know who drove that white vehicle there, because Lil Tim allegedly jumped out the back seat, and Quando was talking to somebody on the passenger side, which means there was a driver. Now, I'm just throwing this out there. It could be, I'm guessing, that might have been a driver that ran out, or it could have been just somebody in the back parking lot just making a break for it. Now, right here is the gentleman, the security. It seems like he dropped something or something. And now is when we're about to see the officer get out of his car. After everything that's done went down, this is the time the officer gets out the car. And right here is where it seems like he told him to freeze, because it seems like he draw down on him. But the individual just keeps running, and then the officer runs after him, and then we lose sight of him for them. Now, what happened in that adjacent parking lot with the officer chasing him and that other gentleman, I don't know. But here's where he appears when the black car gets in there that takes Von. He appears again. Seems like he kind of looked over there where Louis and them was at the time. Maybe there was commotion or something over there, because even the gentleman that came out of the club ran over that way. So, like I said, that's probably where the other situation happened, in the back parking lot. And then we just see him run up. They put Von in the vehicle, and him and Muwap had a small exchange, and then he's off to the races. And then he's not seen again until I'm going to play that now.
today.
Some other breaking news for you this morning. An officer involved shooting in downtown Atlanta. This is along
So we clearly see him out there with 11 Alive News and the police.
Trinity Avenue, happening overnight. The GBI is on the scene. Not much information just yet at this point, but again, an officer involved shooting. They were called in to help out Atlanta police. Not clear yet what led up to the shooting or if anyone was injured. Right now, the roads near the area are closed while they investigate. Let's turn to Crash Clark now with an update.
So we clearly see him out there with 11 Alive News and the police. So he came back to the scene. So he's a personal security, so I'm pretty sure that he has confidentiality. But, I mean, he hasn't said nothing. No one knows who he is, and I guess that's just how it's going to be left. So that'll be the end with Mr. Security. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next stage. You guys get in the comments and let me know how you feel about it. Do you think he should come out and, you know, speak about it or say something, although he's a security, a private and personal security guard? Maybe that's in his contract. I don't know. You tell me if you guys know of it. If it's a personal security that follows us and he wants to get in the comments and let us know, man, he can't do that because it's in the contract, or it's not, or he can't speak up. I don't know. I'm counting on y'all to let me know. So until then, let's move on.
All I talk is crack, I can get the brick out. I put in the work and never, no nigga can ever just say that I looked up.